Chili with red kidney beans is what we're cooking up today, folks. I'm glad you're here. It's Mike from Mr. Cast Iron, and today I've got some ground beef and white onions cooked up. I've got this in my Lodge 3-quart deep skillet. And Mama used to make chili in a deep skillet like this, so I thought I'd get this going here. We're gonna let this brown up and saute these onions and everything. Now, this is a simple chili recipe. I've been cooking this for a long time actually, and I'll kind of run over the ingredients with you, and then I'm gonna tell you a little story about this. But basically I just use one medium to large onion, chop it up fairly good, and then I've got about 2 pounds of ground hamburger meat, and then about a tablespoon of garlic. This is about empty. We'll just try to use all we can here. I'm not going to fool with this too long. But anyway, so we get those going. My other ingredients that I'm going to be using today is I've got about 4 tablespoons of chili powder, and then I've got 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, and then I've got 1 tablespoon of oregano, and that's what I use. And then of course we've got our red kidney beans. We got dark red, and then we just got regular red kidney beans. Usually I use stewed tomatoes, but this is a stewed tomato salsa that I made, and it's got some extra ingredients in it. There's of course naturally stewed tomatoes, there's oregano, there's basil, salt and pepper, and I can't remember what all else is in there. If I did, it'd probably be against the law, so I shouldn't tell you. We'll leave it like it is. And then I've got some homemade tomato juice that we're going to put in there as well. So anyway, we're going to take and watch this cook up a little bit, stew down. And in the meantime, I want to tell you a little quick story about chili making. I got started making chili. My mom used to make chili for us when we were kids, and she'd come home from work and she'd make it in a chili skillet about like this. Some people call this a chicken fryer or whatever, but I've always just called it a deep skillet. And so she kind of taught me her recipe. And then when I was a kid, when I was about 18 years old, I moved off to West Texas and worked out in the oil field. And after I got done working in the oil field, I moved back home, and I got an apartment, or got actually a little 2-bedroom trailer mobile home. And a friend of mine, we moved in together, and we used to kind of party a little bit, to be honest about it. And so we were going to have a keg party. And so we decided we'd have a keg party, and we'd cook some food, and we'd have a bunch of people over, and we'd just have a good time. So anyway, my nickname is Hog. A lot of people call me Hog, so I'm kind of hog wild. When I do something, I go hog wild with it. So we went down to the store, down to the meat market. A friend of mine's dad owned a meat market, and we went down, we bought 42 pounds of meat. And of course we got one of them great big old keggers, you know, and we took it back to the little old 2-bedroom mobile home, and we had the kegger setting up nice down and everything, and I commenced to started making chili. And I would make about a 2 to 3 pounds, sometime even 5 pounds, because I had a bigger pot that I was doing it in. But I would start out making about 2 to 5 pounds of chili at a time. And had a friend of mine, we used to call him Shrimp, and because he was real big when we was in school, and then after school he just kind of shrunk up like a shrimp, you know, so we called him Shrimp. And Shrimp liked to eat chili. He loved chili, and back in those days everybody was really, you know, they were really excited about Wendy's chili and everything. And Wendy's chili was pretty doggone good. But I tell you what, I got started making chili, and old Shrimp got him a few bowls. Now I don't know if it was the keg of beer that was talking to us all, but anyway, we had drank a few, and we got to eating chili, and he said, Hog, I tell you what, that chili you're making right there is better than Wendy's. So anyway, it's just a short story about the beginnings of my chili making, and I've been making this same recipe, just a small minor variations of it over the years, ever since I was 18. I'm 56 now, so that's 38 and 40 years, you know, roughly. I've been making this same style of chili. And like I said, it's real simple. I'll leave the ingredients in the description for you too. We'll go ahead and let this stew down. We'll begin to let this fry down and everything, get these onions sauteed. We'll drain this off a little bit. we'll add these other ingredients, and we'll come back to you here in just a little bit and show you what all this looks like. Alright, well, while we were gone, we went ahead and cooked this down. We got it browned up good, and the onions are sauteed real good. I went ahead and drained the grease off of this and everything. One thing about my beans that I do, when you buy canned beans from the grocery store, I always take and rinse all that sauce off of them, because to be honest with you, that'll keep you from having gas. So that's why I do that. But I'm going to go ahead and dump all this stuff in here. Get ready to mix it all up. Look at that salsa, tomato salsa. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you talking about something else now. We're going to have some juice. Juice this up a little bit. Go ahead and add our chili powder, add our cumin, and our oregano. So there's all of our ingredients. Go ahead and just kind of put this tomato juice on there. I may end up having to put a little bit more tomato juice in it. Now, I don't cook my chili real runny. I like mine a little thick, actually. So we'll go ahead and incorporate all this stuff. And, you know, finish telling you the story after we got done having our keg party. Man, we had, ain't no telling how much meat left. So we cooked meat for weeks. I mean, there was no way we were going to cook up 42 pounds of meat. But we tried. I mean, we made chili for days, seems like. And, but we had a little bit of everything. We had hamburgers and hot dogs and all that kind of stuff. And so that was kind of the start of my chili making. If you guys got a story about chili, how you got started making chili, whether it was your mom's recipe or something you got out of a cookbook or whatever, leave me a comment down in the bottom there and let me know about your chili recipe. And we're going to go ahead and get this incorporated here, let her stew down a little bit. And as soon as this thing stews for a little while, we'll come back to you and we'll put a little bit in a bowl and see what it looks like. Try that out. So we'll be back here shortly, folks. Alright, well, we've let this cook down and simmer down real good, and man, I tell you what, you talking about a hearty pot of chili with red kidney beans now. You can't beat that. Now, some people say chili ain't chili with beans in it, but I like beans in mine. I don't know if you do. If you do, leave me a comment down there. If you don't, leave me a comment down there. But anyway, I like my chili with red kidney beans in it. We're going to go ahead and pot this up here and bowl it up here a little bit. And me and Teresa's going to have us a bowl of red kidney bean chili, man. Look at that right there. Let me set this over here. Get me another one here. And, boy, look at that. That is so good. All right, now, what I'm going to do, I use sprinkle cheese. Now, some people call this shredded cheese, but where I'm from, this is called sprinkle cheese. That way you can sprinkle it on your chili like that right there, see? And I'm going to fix Teresa's up. You know, folks, the only thing I didn't put in my chili that I usually do is a little bit of jalapeno, but that's up to you. That's your choice whether you like it or not. So, but anyway, we got some good old chili here with some sprinkle cheese. Don't you look at how meaty that is, how hearty that is. I mean, it'd probably stand, look at that. Hey, there it stands the test of time of the spoon test. Let's see what it tastes like. Let me try a little bit more of that. Got a little cheese hanging off of me there too. Boy, I'll tell you what. That recipe right there is one I've been making for years. Like I said, I love it. It's a good pot of chili. If you guys like chili, man, leave me a comment. Hey, we appreciate you guys watching. It's Mike over here at Mr. Cast Iron. We're going to be coming back to you soon. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you